Of course, we have to return back to seeing how the Fallen and the Virtuous with their new cards are doing. You guys smash the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more. So we got to see the new cards land yesterday, and we got to take a look at, how the Fallen of Albaz Impact is still going. Currently, the all-foil decks are still on the market at $156 a deck, or for 8 of them, which is about $20 a deck when you think about it, which is not too bad. Now, you do have the Fallen of Albaz Altards. Surprisingly enough, with the Fallen of White now coming out, it looks like we're pretty much cruise controlling here at $34 a piece. Meanwhile, the QCR Alt version, or the original version, is coming in about $21, or you can get ultimate rares. You have one cheap listing, which will probably be gone by the time this goes up. And then you jump up to about the $17 range. So, best looking versions of this are worth a little bit of something. Now, obviously, you can get an all hollow version from the Albaz deck. But it looks like, oh wow, the sleeves and things are still expensive. OG Secret still have a $486 price point, $350s for platinums. And then it looks like PURs are $3. I'm honestly just more impressed with how consistent these have been throughout the years. But yeah, you get down here into some of the cheapest versions. Albaz has some of the largest amounts of foil versions of really any card on the market. And honestly, I'm just happy to report that, you're still able to get these very, very cheaply. Now, Incredible Ecclesia, on the other hand, the OG Starlight Rare are coming in, $58 to $60. Meanwhile, the QCR Alts, these just got slaughtered off of the market, man. $50, $70 per copy. Yeah, you can tell where your sales were. There wasn't a lot of these on the market, but people were like, oh, hey, this is a new interaction that we have. The Ecclesia is a tuner monster. We finally have access to do something with this. So let's actually, start picking these up. So that's why, you've had people rushing out to get the QCR. Meanwhile, if you do like the OG Starlight Rare, they're still like $60, which isn't bad. Secret Rares from Burst are still $4. The 2022 reprints still 2 to 3s. Also looks like the Ultras from Mavens are still solidly dollars. That's actually pretty solid. So yeah, Incredible Ecclesia. Of course, we all should have expected that the former cheap QCR was going to get hammered off of the market. It's an inevitability that was going to happen with this sort of product. Oh, the big one. Oh boy. $250 for a branded fusion is, not out of the realm of craziness, but people are actually paying this. Honestly, you've had a very small amount of these move just this month. Last month, people were a lot more hyped for the, holy crap, man, 9/12. So when this card got literally uninstalled off the market. That's crazy. I love you search for branded fusion and all this other product just comes along the way. Alti branded fusions at this point, this is where the fun is, all right? To nobody's shock, you are now looking at branded fusions breaking the $38 mark, everybody. Congratulations. We have waited so long to officially see this card breaking some crazy numbers that it has finally happened. Good stuff. I gotta say, I think that this is just a good sign of lots of good positivity happening. Oh, now this one's insane. We started to see this card get off of the ground earlier in the week. I remember seeing one $300 copy. And as you can see, that was just a day ago when we looked at this. Congratulations. It, of course, had to fly off of the shelf, right? Like, I don't know why people were thinking that this wasn't going to happen. This is still the boss monster of choice for the branded deck. It's completely generic in the sense of, just an Albaz plus anything from the extra deck. And it still is a fling and then create a, wipe during an end phase. This is still people, if you're surprised to see a Starlight Rare from Photon Hypernova and the Albaz stuff getting new life breathed back into it, I don't know why you're shocked. All right, we've seen how much hyped people get for the Fallen of Albaz. All right, this is nothing new. Aluber. So, even poor Aluber back here, which is kind of sad actually, because like this dude just getting power crept off to his rocker. Like he's just not having it anymore. I mean, we bottomed out $30. I mean, we're still pretty much at rock bottom for this guy. Him and Fallen of Albaz himself have just been having a ride down here at the bottom. You only had 2 move, and that's it's kind of saying something, because not everybody is entirely excited for this. I actively believe that this is just poor guy. Ultimate rares, on the other hand, do you want $29 to $30 versions, or do you want $5 versions? You can also get the QCR for the original art is cheaper than the ultimate rare by about $1, almost about $1. That's that. This is the kind of stuff that I look at in the market and I go, wow, you know, do I want the alt art? Do I want an ultimate rare, or do I want the QCR? Honestly, at this point in time, I would not feel bad about picking up the QCR for this, just because it does look good. Your other versions, $1.50s, 40 cents, 50 cents, 70 cents. PURs are 30 to 40 cents. This is wild to see. All right. Then, of course, Blazing Cartesia. Well, first of all, congratulations to the Starlight Rare for the original art. We're still holding the line here. You got 120 for a Portuguese, and then it looks like... That does look like... no, we're 120, and then we're holding at 130. I saw the curve hitting a little bit awkwardly here with the low price, but just the one listing. I mean, you're basically holding 130 to 150. You have a very big stretch here for the Fallen of Albaz, and that's not that surprising. It does look like you are getting $90 versions of this rolling around, which is not too bad. But then, I mean, you see your dip has started to happen for this. We did talk about when we were originally looking at analyzing the Fallen and the Virtuous deck that, I mean, Blazing Cartesias were $10 at that point. You can also see, you know, your $5 versions have rolled down to 4s. You know, your $2 versions have rolled down to this. And the reprints from the Chronicles decks are coming in at dollars right now. So, you know, we are seeing that immediate rollback of value actually helping out, you know, kind of restabilize the market. But, I mean, alt arts are still all the craze right now. Granguignol. This one is experiencing basically what Mirror Jade is experiencing right now, where, you know, these cards are breaking astronomical crazy numbers. 192 is not like too insane, but I'm not happy about seeing this. You know, you literally go 192, 192, 201, and then you jump up to 301. But in terms of your sales, I mean, you haven't had one of these sales since the 180 back before the support even got touched and mentioned. It is a very nice looking card though. Your Secret Rares coming in at 6s, Ultras coming in at 4s, and then it also looks like $7 versions on the Battles of Legends, but the reprints are coming in at 2s. So we're doing pretty decent there. Quests, on the other hand, if you are a fan of this card, no matter which version you want, it does look like OG Starlight Rares coming in at 60s at this point. It does look like that the quarter centuries are also down to 14s, which is actually not too bad when you think about it. We've also got 2s, 75 cents, dollars. You can really see how nice that PCR looks. That's nice. PURs definitely doing their thing here. But all intents and purposes for this, you know, the Fallen of Albaz deck drops tomorrow. You know, we'll take a look and see how the triple tactics are holding up at that point. I assume it's going to be a very popular product for people. But, you know, it's just another day in the market. So please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.